We've gotten a lot of comments from women about how important non-sexual touch is to them and how they wish that their significant other would understand why non-sexual touch is so important. So I'm here to tell you why non-sexual touch is so important. Did you push record?
Thanks so much for tuning into Our Second Act with Paige and Silka.
For your second act of life. Hi everyone.
Hi,
my dear
Paige.
Silka.
Well, as you can tell, today we have a little bit of a different setup. We're actually in my home studio. We have a great little setup here because we just finished recording our first digital program. Our first
digital product.
Yes, our first digital. We're excited about the chakras, but more about that later. Today, what we wanted to discuss was pick up again on our series on emotional health. We've received lots of comments with input on what is important to us at this time of life. And, well, one of the big hot buttons that actually, you brought it up in our last video, we received a lot of comments, was the importance of non-sexual touch for women. And we felt that was worthy of doing, a whole other segment on.
We've gotten a lot of comments from women about how important non-sexual touch is to them and how they wish that their significant other would understand why non-sexual touch is so important. So I'm here to tell you why non-sexual touch is so important.
It is a huge topic. I mean, it really is. You bring this up with any woman, and this is almost universal.
Yeah. As a side note, some of my girlfriends and I had a conversation about this as well. And they were talking about non-sexual touch too. And Silka and I talk about this. So here we are to talk about non-sexual touch. So for any man that's watching, this will be very helpful for you in many different ways. And I'm not being a smartass about it. I'm being really serious about it. So we know that men connect through sex. And we know that women connect through the emotional connection. Or we connect if you do the laundry or you run the vacuum cleaner or you take out the trash, services and things like that. But what's really, really missing is if it's always about sex, it's always about a service. Like you're having to perform a certain way or okay, here we go. We have to go through the sexual act. And although we're not saying that sexual, intimacy is not pleasurable, as you get a little bit older, especially at our age, we want more of the touch. The non-sexual touch. So non-sexual touch is hand-holding, affection, putting hands on your significant other, giving them hugs, being there with them.
We don't get to do that on Skype very often.
No, we don't. But in all seriousness, it's holding her hand, rubbing her leg, giving her a massage without strings attached that sex will follow. A woman needs to know that she's cherished, that there is affection, that you want to touch her in a way that just feels so deeply connected to a woman that does not lead to sex. So if you're a man going, okay, well, I'll hold her hand, I'll put my hand over there, I'll give her a massage, I'll wait 5 or 10 minutes, and then we'll have sex, that's not going to work because we will know, wait a minute, that's not the whole process of it. It's actually being in the moment with her, feeling the emotional connection as best as you can. But for a woman, that is the emotional connection, which will eventually lead to a sexual connection. But that doesn't mean...
Quicker than you think.
Yes, but that doesn't mean you're going to do it to get sex that day. Okay. You have to do it a couple times. And really, what you'll start to notice, and a lot of the men who I work with on this will say to me, I thought this was a crock of shit, Paige, until I started to do it. And they started to feel more connected to their significant female person in their life in a different way that sometimes they couldn't even explain to me. But they knew that something felt deeper. And then when they eventually had sex, it felt deeper not only for the woman, but there was some shift and change for the man as well.
Yeah, no. And Frank Wiegers talks about this a lot. Frank and Judith, who've been on, and as a man, he brings this up. It's about that connection. It's about touch. And you said earlier that especially at our age, which is absolutely true, but I think it's true for any woman.
Any age. Yeah. I even have my millennials who come to me who are like, oh my gosh, does it always have to be about sex? So
Yeah. And it's not, and I think it's also something that is, obviously when you're in a longer term relationship, because it's a pattern that starts to evolve. When the only time somebody touches you is if they want sex.
If they want sex.
And then the resentment starts to build up and all kinds
Yes.
of other stupid stuff that's unnecessary.
Yes.
But it's just, it really is so simple to just that little bit of affection.
Yes.
That can get you so much in the long run, and keep a relationship together, or reignite and respark
Yes.
something. And we charted this under emotional health.
Mm-hmm.
It obviously is a relationship issue, or a sex and relationship and whatever issue, but the emotional part of it goes to the core of you, of a
Yes.
woman, when you just feel you're
Cherished.
not cherished, yeah, or the lack thereof.
Yes.
Yeah.
When women constantly feel like we're just there to have sex or be a sexual partner, it almost becomes a service versus something that you want to do openly, freely, vulnerably, to connect with you about. There has to be non-sexual touch throughout a relationship. Yeah, I don't know much more to say on that, but hold her hand, give her hugs, put your hand on her back, give her affection, but do it without strings attached. Yeah. That's key.
Yeah. And of course, again, on the other hand, I'm sure, because we do have a large male audience, and I can hear some of it as, withholding sex, and, you get into playing those games that are so harmful to a relationship. And we've done plenty of programming, we'll do more on not having that be a threat or something that hangs over, that a woman hangs over a man, which is wrong as well.
But let's be clear on this, because that's a good point that you bring up, Silka, is this is not withholding sex from you. Mm-hmm. This is a woman pleading and begging to feel cherished by you because she wants to have that emotional connection with you without strings attached, without a service that has to be performed. Because as Silka said, when you've been together for a long time, sometimes it's like, okay, I'm tired, I'm exhausted, and what are we going to do tonight, and how are we going to do it, and how are we, and to try and get out of that stage. So just know that this is not about holding something over you or bringing something to you to say, hey, this is what we want. We've had so many comments on it. My girlfriends talk to me about it. We talk about it. Silka talks about it with her girlfriends. It is a female thing. We want affection and non-sexual touch without strings attached.
Yeah.
Plain and simple.
Yeah. And no jokes about cuddling. We love it.
Yes, big thing. Cuddling's great. So I know in a man's mind, because so many of my men clients will say to me, I can't help it, Paige. Back in my mind, I'm like, okay, if I cuddle for 5 or 10 minutes, will this lead to that? And you know what? I get it. I understand that's where you go. I really, really do. But maybe you can also push yourself a little bit more to say, what would it be like to just cuddle and get close in a different way? Maybe you can look at it that way.
While the eyes are rolling, is there anything else? Anything else that you want to leave our viewers with, Paige?
Just that this is across the board. Women would love non-sexual touch without strings attached. We're not holding anything over you. We're here to say, hey, this would help the sex get better, us be more connected with you, and we hear and understand that you may think, oh my gosh, she's holding this over on me. That's not what this is about.
Not at all.
We're just giving you information to help you with your relationship, to help you with your sexuality with your partner, and to maybe also learn what it's like to be a little bit closer in a different way.
And on that note, we'll see you on our next segment of Our Second Act with Paige and Silka.
For your second act of life.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Glad you were able to join us today. I hope you found this information helpful. If there's other topics that you'd like to see us cover in the future, please drop us a line. Go to our website, secondact.tv. There's a suggestion box in the upper right-hand corner. We'd love to hear from you and see what your thoughts are. See you next time. Bye-bye.